Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be doing another album review, and I wouldn't necessarily call this J-pop, but it's definitely in the Japanese realm. So nonetheless, I will be reviewing BabyMetal, and I was really excited about this when I actually heard it. And I first heard of them from my husband because he was telling me how he was listening to our local radio station, and they do something called Crank It or Yank It. If you like the song, you crank it. If you don't, then you yank it. And everybody listened to this, and they played it on the radio, and everybody said crank it. And I was like, huh, well, he's like, yeah, it was all Japanese. I was like, are you sure? Because they don't usually play that type of stuff on American radios. And then nonetheless, I researched it, and yes, so they did. And then I discovered BabyMetal. And I was really into metal music when I was in about 9th or 10th grade of high school. And I never went like full gothic or anything like that, but I was super into like Atreyu and Avenged Sevenfold and Puddle of Mud, Rob Zombie, all that type of stuff. And Bullet for My Valentine, that was the other one. And so I was super into that stuff, but then I got kind of out of the phase, and so I haven't really listened to a lot of it anymore. However, this is like a different type of metal. Like, I don't want to say that it's straight metal, but it's not pop either. It is literally like its own genre. So regardless, let's go ahead and get started, and I will tell you guys exactly what I thought about this new band and what my experience was and everything. So let's go ahead. The first track on here isn't more of like an opening track, but the track's a pretty long one because it's 5 minutes and 46 seconds, and it's called BabyMetal Death. And it starts off with this really eerie sound here, but at the same time, it's so beautiful. It's that chorus. It reminds me of, like, I don't want to say Latin, because not like Latino music or anything like that, but like the actual, like, I guess I want to say maybe Renaissance music, something along those lines, but it's got such an epic feel. But I love right here how we go from this beautiful eerie sound and it transcends into a rock or metal sound, which you guys will hear in just a moment. Just wait for it. I wasn't expecting this when I first listened to the whole track. You can hear it ramping up. There we go. So to be honest with you guys, first off on this song, I'm really not a huge fan of the actual lyrics for it. They're really, really repetitive because they literally just keep saying, BabyMetal Death, BabyMetal Death, BabyMetal Death, again and again. And then they spell out baby metal, so they're like B-A-B-Y, and they literally just spell it out. But it's like they repeat the same thing again throughout this entire almost 6-minute song. So I wasn't a huge fan of that. However, I will give this song credit because I love the guitar in this whole song, and the drums, just everything just blended in so well together, and I give them full credit on terms of that and the composition of the song. But for being like a beginning song for the entire album that's as repetitive as this is, I felt they could have done a lot more with it, and it's really long in my opinion for an introduction. Like, it's hard for me to sit through this. I usually skip this song a lot of the time because I just can't stand how long it just keeps going on and on. They do at least add in the girls' voices here at one point, which kind of changes it up, but still, it's a little overdone in my opinion. Right here is where the song suddenly changes up from going that hard metal. It goes into a softer tone, and it's so good. The composition here is just excellent. We've still got the rock element, but then it just keeps making it even more of an epic sound. So like, I would actually, I think, like this song more if it didn't have these lyrics of spelling out BabyMetal Death, BabyMetal Death. But just the way that they changed it up here at this part of the song, it really just made it less repetitive. So it's kind of hard. I know that I keep saying it's repetitive because it is, but that change was definitely needed somewhere in that song. I just wish it was a little bit earlier so it didn't feel quite as long. Or they just shortened the song and then made that part like a really good portion there in the middle. But regardless, it's okay, but I do skip past this most of the time. Track 2 is Megitsune, and immediately I am drawn into this song by this oriental feel. And I just love the exoticness of this. And then it starts into the metal. And I love this song. I'll be honest with you, this song for the most part is absolutely flawless. And I think the girls' voices blend so beautifully together here. Megitsune, by the way, does translate into female foxes, and this song is basically talking about how most females and women, we are actresses. We, like throughout time and history, we are considered foxes because we can act. We can put on a show and hide how we're truly feeling in our hearts, and how no matter what happens, that we're always just going to put on our fox mask, basically, and move on. And this song is just so epic. Most amazing part of this whole song is that chorus right here, and I love this part. It's so good. This song has the perfect elements that constantly keep me coming back for more. And at the beginning of that chorus part, when that one girl just starts going, ah, like that literally is just like one of the best parts of this whole song. And her voice is just so smooth, and the pitch of it is perfect. I absolutely adore this song, and it should totally be used for like an anime opening theme song, and it might have been, it probably has been, but I think the song is so excellent. And then this right here with the screaming, and then they bring in the girls' voices. Like, I just love how they break it down here with their voices. It's so gorgeous. Then it builds back up right after that. It just keeps going. And then they bring it all back to just a high tone, and the energy is just fantastic in this song, and I literally just don't get tired of it at all. 3 is Gimme Chocolate, and I was really surprised about this song. I saw the name and I was like, what is this? Gimme Chocolate. I was like, they're not really about to make a metal song about chocolate, but nonetheless they surprised me, and they made a metal song about Gimme Chocolate. While I do like the guitar parts and the instrumentation of the song as a whole, I really don't care for their voices or the lyrics in this one, because it's literally just about chocolate. But I guess that's part of the charm, because it makes it like more cutesy. But I don't know, the voices at some parts are just kind of annoying, especially here at the beginning where they're like they just, I don't know, there's something about it that bothers me. So right here. Like, this part's cute. Like, I think that part's good, and the rest of it is because it's an upbeat metal song, and that's what a lot of these tracks feel like. And so this one's just interesting. Like, I definitely don't skip past this because I do still like it. It's just that beginning part that I don't care for, but everything else about the song is absolutely amazing. 4 is Iine, which is so good when it's translated. And this song, I like it for the beginning element here because it's like an early, like 2000s techno feel to it that reminds me of like earlier video games, and just that early like techno feel, and it's like really nostalgic feeling for me, and so I just love it. And this song is definitely a more upbeat one, and I do really like this song a lot. And it's kind of just about like finding yourself, having a good time, partying, things like that. And I do think this was a really good mix. I never thought you could mix like a techno with a metal, but yet like with a happy, positive sound. But yet again, they surprised me, and they did this. And the chorus is just so cute and just positive. And I just picture like this little like whole anime scene happening, like with a bunch of like schoolgirls like dancing, and then just all this happening. So that's what the song kind of makes me feel like. And then but it just makes you feel good. It's a happy-go-lucky song. Then the song breaks down right here. It's like a rap. And I totally was not expecting that. And that's part of what makes this song so charming to me, is because I was listening to this the first time and then I was like, what? Are they rapping? And then it switches right back to the same beat that we were on originally. But yeah, it's like they're little baby gangsters, and it's hilarious, but it's so cute at the same time, and it just makes the song even better because only they could pull something like that off. And then now it's going to switch back to the regular song. So, regardless, this is an excellent song. You should totally love this one. It's got so many elements. It goes from the techno to a rap to metal and then back to like a techno, and it's excellent. 5 is Akatsuki, and that translates to dawn, and many people will probably know the Akatsuki from Naruto, especially Naruto Shippuden, where they're like the main part of that storyline. But the beginning of that song with that instrumentation, immediately I knew the song was going to be amazing. And nonetheless, when I saw it's called Akatsuki, I was like, I've got to listen to this. But number 1, first off, the vocals are absolutely beautiful, and her voice and her tone here is just so good and just absolutely stunning. And so we go in from little instrumentation here, and this is where our metal starts coming in. And this is definitely like an anime opening theme song that I see for like some type of action anime. And it's got much more in-depth lyrics than a lot of the other songs, and I think that's part of the reason why I like it. And the song itself is just really beautiful, and the composition and everything, just how it's just, everything just melts together really well. And I feel like this is one of those good tracks where they just create a really flawless and energetic feel. 6 is Doki Doki Morning. And this song, I was not ready for this right after listening to Akatsuki. And I heard this and I was like, what is this now? Like, this whole album just really kept me guessing. So it goes from this opening to suddenly this switch to the metal. And I love this guitar part here at the beginning. It's just so heavy, and I absolutely adore this. Like, I love that. It's so good. And this whole song, like, it's literally just like about waking up in the morning, and it's kind of interesting because it starts off here singing with the metal, but then when the chorus starts, it starts to like this cute little, I don't even know how to describe it, right here. And it starts building up, and so then I was like, hey, are we gonna go into metal or what? And then it switches to this positive sound. And it's so cute, and I really don't know like what else to think, but I like this song too because it's just so much is thrown in there again, and it just surprises you. So it's like a cute but a heavy but a powerful. But the lyrics themselves are like just about like your day and waking up, and so it's not like it's an in-depth song, but it's still so cute. 7 is Onedari Daisakusen, and I absolutely love the beat of this song and the guitar, and just love this. However, I was really surprised when I actually read the lyrics for this song, and they're basically like asking their dad for money and for things so they can get cute things, and how much they love their dad. And it was kind of awkward and uncomfortable for me because I was like, wait, are you in love with your dad? And you're like begging him for money because they're like, do it for the money, do it for the money. And I just wasn't ready for it. I love this violin or cello that they've added in here, and the whispering made it sound so good and epic. It just really added a great element to this song. I just love the chorus and the beats of this, and adding that instrumentation there just really made this song an incredible song. So then they're talking about like making a sulky face and beg dad for it. Please dad, please, and I love you dad, and like all this stuff. And I'm like, are you just that desperate to get something from your dad? It just, I don't know, it was a little bit weird for me, to be honest. Because then they say, at another line, they say, if I marry, I will marry after all. You, Dad, like, and I'm like, wait, now you're gonna marry? I don't know, I was just kind of thrown off by it. So the lyrics, kind of weird, but everything else, I love. Song 8 is called Song 4, and I was a little confused by this. I was like, why didn't they put Song 4 as, like, track 4 on the album? Because that made more sense to me, but whatever. And they start off the song by saying yon, and yon is 4, and so they're just saying 4, 4, 4, 4 basically again and again. And while I like technically the arrangement of the song, the lyrics here are just, they're literally, I feel like I'm getting a counting lesson because they're like 4 comes before 5. Okay, that's cool. So they're just kind of like weird lyrics to go for like a metal song. Like, I feel like metal's normally supposed to be like a super in-depth, dark type song, and then just to be counting. And it's not like a happy tone. Like, it's just, I don't know. I usually kind of do skip past the songs. It's definitely not one of my favorites. 9 is Uki Uki Midnight, and I like the beginning here. Immediately starting out like that, you just know that the song is going to go somewhere. And the lyrics are much better in this song than the last song, but the instrumentation, just the beat of it, you can feel that heavy tone. And again, this is another one that I could picture like being used for like either a video game or like an anime, because it's just got that more powerful feel to it that's got a message that they're trying to convey. And I just appreciate that a lot more in my songs than just kind of like the last song where it just didn't really seem to be going anywhere. What's funny is like here, when they're just going into the regular verses, it's a more positive and lighter sound, but then it starts picking up again as soon as they're heading towards the chorus part. And so they did an excellent job, I feel like, with a lot of these tracks and building from something small into something bigger. Because now you can hear it's going much more into like a death metal sound with the screaming and the kind of thing. I'm not even going to try to make that sound, guys, because it's just not going to be pretty. But the chorus is just so good, and I love this song. And this is definitely one of my more favorite ones on this album. 10 is called Catch Me If You Can. And this is literally a song about like playing a game of tag and like, here I am, catch me, and that type of thing throughout different parts of the lyrics. But I really do like that beginning part where it kind of sounded like there was just like a gong or something kind of in the background. And I love this electric guitar here at the beginning. Absolutely flawless. Picks up. And I felt like for the song being titled Catch Me If You Can, it was actually a good arrangement because, like again, I said, like it's not the most in-depth lyrics, but it was like, it's like a fun metal sound to where I feel like I can picture like someone like chasing during the song. And I do like the element that they added in right here, the because I feel like it's like nagging the person or trying to draw their attention of like, here I am, come and get me. And I thought that was a really creative touch to the song because of how it's named. But just that electric guitar sound really makes it keep to the beat and the theme of the song for what the lyrics are, I feel. 11 is Rondo of Nightmare, and I love this song. This one is so good. And immediately starting out right into the metal here. So definitely draws your attention right away versus some of the other ones that kind of had a little bit more interesting openings. And at least it's not counting and just telling me 4, 4, 4, 4 the whole time like some of the other ones were. I feel like the beginning of this song, once she starts singing, sounds very eerie. And I can picture this song for like a vampire type anime just because, okay, it is called Rondo of Nightmare. So then I think of like a darker nightmare anime. And for some reason, with this right here, this piano part, I kept picturing, I don't know if you've seen the anime Vampire Night, but this part right here going into the chorus. So flawless and just absolutely gorgeous. And this is the part right here that I could picture some like epic opening scene for some type of vampire anime or type show, because it's just that dark, sultry, deep tone, and I just feel like it would just really fit something like that really well. 12 is Headbanger. It just keeps going. Love this beginning. So good. Goes right into it. But yes, this song literally is like a bunch of these headbanger. And this song does make you want to headbang, right? The music, but I would totally have a headache. I can't headbang because that really kills my neck. So, but this song is actually a really good one. I was surprised because when I saw it, I was just like, okay. But I love where they just add in that little eerie sound with the growl. It just gives this song, again, so much more depth, and this is such a fun one. Right here when they're going and getting ready for the chorus. I just love the build-up and how they transition the vocals with the beat of the music is so good. 13 is Ijime Dame Zettai. I think. I'm not quite the best person to tell you that's exactly how it's said, but This starts off so gentle and beautiful with this melody here on the piano, and then we bring the vocal in. Love this. It really sets the mood for the feel of this track. And this is actually a track that's about bullying and how they were losing their way, they were about to lose hope, they never let their tears show on the outside when they were bullied, and how bullying needs to stop, but then they had one person who helped them. And I just felt like, because you want the gentle tone talking about the sorrow that you feel when you're bullied and things like that, however, but then you want the rock or metal part coming into the song for just how the being strong and standing up for yourself and not giving in to those people who are doing those things to hurt you. And so adding those two elements together, this really did create like the perfect song that kept such an epic feel of telling the story about being bullied while adding in the gentleness of realizing the sorrow and the pain felt from it, but then the people that have helped you overcome that. And so I just really, really thought that this was a very well done track, and this would definitely be a good recommendation for you if you've never listened to this. 14 is Road of Resistance, and another great track. Love this build up, so good. Immediately, again, this song, so epic in how it starts off. You can just feel the power, and it's just this whole beginning to me is a very emotional build up. And I felt like it was a great way, as we're getting closer to the end of this album as a whole, to just really build on the power and just like, it's almost like it's just pulling in all the rest of the tracks to create this one. And I don't have a lyrics translation for this song yet, but Road of Resistance, when I think about this and when I feel what, at least the emotion I get from the song, just talking about all the different roadblocks that you have throughout your life. And these, like, you have a road of resistance at all times that you're facing. And you have to do what you have to do to get past them and over them. It's never going to be easy. You're always going to be going through that. And this song, it's just got so many crazy elements, but at the same time, it's such a beautiful and epic sound. Track 15 is Gimme Chocolate again, but it's just a live version, so you can hear the crowd and their actual voices singing live, which is actually really, really good. So I was impressed by that. However, I don't really like to consider this the ending track because, in my opinion, it's the Road of Resistance. So the Road of Resistance, we're just going to say for now, is definitely the closing track on this, because I'm just going to consider that the live of Gimme Chocolate is just a bonus track on there. But Road of Resistance was literally the perfect way to close out this entire album. So overall, BabyMetal was a very shocking and big surprise for me. I really wasn't expecting this at all. And there were just so many elements that it literally kept me guessing. Every time I would start listening to a new track, it would throw me off. I'd be like, okay, well, I kind of have a general idea of how the song's going to go. And then all of a sudden it would switch on me like that. I'd be like, okay, metal, metal, metal. Wait, what? We just switched to techno, or we switched to a rap, or some kind of pop, happy-go-lucky sound. And so it really kept me guessing. But at the same time, it's got that charming, just Japanese element and culture to it that I just absolutely love. And I felt like they really threw a lot into this. And so it doesn't surprise me the success that they've seen here in America and several other places. And so I am super excited to see what other future things they do release. So overall, you guys, I would definitely recommend BabyMetal if you haven't heard of them or tried listening to them. I'm going to put my top 5 tracks below, so those would be the 5 that I would recommend that you guys check out if you've never heard of them. But regardless, they are definitely something that's new and different, and something I think all of you should give a great try, because it's totally worth it. But if you're not into metal, I totally understand that's not your thing. But if you're willing to try something new, definitely give these girls a try. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.